how they shape their meta. But how we feel about heading into this second draft here? Is the team we're favoring 50-50, or is there a bit of an advantage either side?
I mean, I'm liking this last pick TB. Of course, A, it's a Monet specialty. B, in the laning stage, very physical oriented with a lot of this damage. So that shouldn't be able to put too much harass in onto this TB. If you get too close, you're going to be copping a few lucent beams in the face. We'll see what he levels up first as well. You know, you might opt to go for that Lunar Blessing just for that little bit of extra bonus damage on top of already the very high meta damage. It is really at... no, it just goes the Lucid Beam. It really is at level 4, I feel, that Luna starts to not peak, but be a really strong presence in the lane, because that's when you've got... At level 3, you want the 2 points in the Lucid Beam, plus 15 damage with the Lunar Blessing at level 4 is huge, especially for a TB, and that tends to align very well with some of these metamorphoses.
That's true. We'll dance on the high ground right now, but Liquid see them, so we're going to see Insania and Mickey move up pretty aggressively and get set up around maybe snagging a bounty away on the opposite side of the map.
30 seconds to battle.
It's going to be pretty standard though from Liquid. Nothing too crazy. That'll pair together with a Bristleback. I'm sure we'll see plenty of rotations through to that top side. You know, you're very vulnerable on this Lion, that's for sure. I wonder if Tiger might even choose to stay up here at the very start of the game. Skilled up anything on the Bristleback just yet. I think if they caught someone out in a much more vulnerable position, they could have potentially opted to go for the Nasal Goo to start things off. Let's see, Coddle on his horse. Oh, Coddle, of course, is faster. Look at that. Windlace, 350 movement speed.
The speedy man.
He's got a horse. You're just running around on Matt. He's had a long day.
Now, do we see if Aster are going to be able to compete with this really early mid-game timing that Team Liquid are going to bring out once Mickey is able to clear a lot of the stacks?
I mean, the one thing that you would have to be worried about a little bit is that you've got a lot of physical damage right now on Liquid. Very little is magic, so how are you going to deal with that Terrorblade? I think it's going to be all about Monet's positioning, and if he puts himself in the back of team fights, guarded together, like, you don't want to run into Lanham and have him use the Eclipse on you and then have to make that difficult choice of, do I continue to commit, or do I back off? See what they're able to do with that, and they've also got the Arena of Blood to be able to create that zoning, so it's looking a little bit better for Aster this time around. No! Or as well, White Album. He's got that inherent ability to be able to dodge out the Spirit Siphons, as he just did with the Blink, and put a little bit more harassing onto Koikfa, and when those rotations do inevitably come with Tiger, Blink to get away.
Yeah, this is going to be a hero that won't be pressured as much from these rotations that we see constant from Tiger. So it's always one thing when you're going to draft a hero that very much suffers from early maneuvers from the supports here, like a Shadow Fiend. But now at least Quap's going to have a bit of a better time. Foxy's getting work put on him from Lenham. This Lunar 325 base movement speed as well is able to trade relatively well.
You can see Tiger, he's looked to avoid it early on. They know that until they get a little bit more damage, I feel like level 3 is the only time that you could maybe start to go for a kill onto this Luna, but still going to be a difficult prospect. 6 armor to start it off. Again, very physical damage base. You need to get up in their face, and TB has meta off cooldown, then you could very well just give up the kill yourself.
Tiger's got level 2 now thanks to the full pull, and we're actually going to see Quaver picking up first blood in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's fine.
I stun on 2, but the Nasal Goose stacking up, and now the help of Insania refreshing the abilities. Mad, hella dead there.
Tips being given out to Quaver, of course. That's what happens when you prioritize a bit more on the Shadow Strike. You need to pick up in the phase. He blinks forward actually, so he's not able to snap the Siphon, and for that Shadow Strike nullified pretty heavily. Yeah, well, he's doing a great job at making sure to not steal away too much experience. Gets the Lunar Blessing as well, so buffing up a little bit more of the damage that Monet is able to dish out.
Do see with the lane where you don't have a nice stun to set up for the Terrorblade Metamorphosis, so it's mainly just going to be an ultimate where you secure a wave or two, and then after that, Boxy should be able to come back in and play the lane.
Very deep here. I've got the 1 point leveled up in the ice shards. Like I mentioned before, tag team is a very awkward spell to be getting in this lane. Yes, it's very effective together with the swashbucklers, but I mean, who are you realistically killing? And if you get close enough, you're gonna die.
They will
salve as well.
Yeah, Boxy actually opts to go for that orb corrosion really early. He's just picked up the boots now, so wants some movement speed to be able to play around with, but they definitely do have an opportunity if he did go that item to find potential kills with that tag team.
Now's the real vulnerable time, right? You know that the Luna's going to rotate, you've got vision, and no Metamorphosis is available, so they do. They go all in onto Monet. Will they be able to get the kill, and will the TP come in quickly enough?
Thanks.
Deal as well. They didn't use the swashbuckle in combination with the tag team, so just not enough burst to get through that armor. Like, Monet was very smart to make sure he was standing underneath the tower for that additional 3 armor.
Even Mads here, but I believe Dire scouted this out. They've got very good vision in the area, so would not be surprised if there was a quick glimpse of him running through. But this does leave now the XXS Mars solo, who's actually having a pretty good time though versus the Bristleback if you take a look at the last hits.
He's doing a decent job. We can see here in Sania, his job is to try and stack as much as he can. Going to get one more off here for either the DP or Mickey to be able to pick up and transition into being a bit more of a force.
What you find laying around.
Man, I've been in trouble actually, tag team. Hex at least stops the extra right clicks from Tiger, but his shards blocking the retreat up the enemy side of the map. And I'll let him as well. If they get a lucky proc here, still got Swashbuckle, no proc coming through. Monet doesn't have Metamorphosis as well, so can't really punish Liquid for moving in aggressively. But now Tiger's still going to sweep on over. Tag team back up. One more right click secures it, but the Earth Spike combined up with the Metamorphosis here is enough. So Aster get a return kill. Mad's the one to claim it.
I think you're happy with that, you know, the fact that you're getting any kills at all on this bottom side. You were able to claim the bounty rune as well. I didn't quite see. Yeah, it looks like Boxy was able to snatch that one. And you know, your Pango's still alive, so he's going to be moving closer and closer towards that bottle. You just want to be spamming out this TP as much as possible.
Oh, Insania. So many stacks in the jungle. Like, just time and time again, we see Liquid are a team who prioritize stacks, and it seems like teams right now haven't been able to find a way to deal with that.
I mean, that's what the benefit is of picking this Dire lineup, right? It's so much easier to connect together with all of these different stacks. Lanham, though, he's going to scout it out. He knows that this is sort of general thing going on. Places the Observer Ward down, but man, look at that presence of mind. He's already got the Sentry Ward available there by Insania. So when he goes back in about, well, now, he's going to look to stack again. It's like, oh, well, they got vision.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I'm sure I see it with pulling up to the northern side. Radiant going to have to contest that with the Mars Arena and Sonic Wave that's about to come up pretty shortly. So I'd like to see them smoke up, because you need these ultimates.
Gets it.
They're going to go now, though.
Dude, actually, you see Mickey not in late. You should know exactly what he's doing.
Coming over, but so would Dire to protect it. Okay, he's going to push back Lenham. He's retreating away to XXS, so they will have the extra help of the Mars for this engagement. Lenham not going to fall just yet, but Mickey putting so much pressure on just bodyguarding this stack. This is the objective for Liquid, not towers. Getting these creeps into the hands of their cores, and looks like they should be able to do so. I'll try and steal as much experience.
Yeah, Matt's just sitting here. He's like, well, I'll take the level 4. Can't even try and go for a cheeky Earth Spike in the end. They could have secured that kill as well with Tiger. He held on to the ice shards, just maybe anticipating a rotation through from the Quap in the mid lane, wanting to block her off when she did commit that link.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Then he ends up going down, so already horrible gameplay from him. He's ruined his flawless victory.
Boxy? He's got a clip to play with, but Monet has juked down. He was taking a little bit too much damage to that tier 2 tower early on. We see what Boxy is able to do. It now looks like it's time for Terrorblade to go back in the jungle, but Monet pretty happy with the laning stage. She's level 7, 3 points in the Metamorphosis, 3 points up in the Conjure Image, so he should definitely be able to farm the jungle relatively easy. He's even going to go top. I like that. He can use that meta to put a little bit of pressure on tower, combined with the XXS who still has the ultimate. So Radiant still have some of their abilities that they want to use to get some kills.
The vision game by Insania is looking really solid now. He's been able to de-ward a lot of these aggressive movements that they've been trying to do. And you're against a Liquid lineup that has a Bristleback. You know that they're going to try and get that deep awareness. As soon as they saw the TB come up towards the top side, that's notification for you to say, look, well, they're probably going to push this tower. Metamorphosis committed. Thankfully for Liquid, they've already cleared out all these stacks in the jungle. As Mickey, well, he's just rotated through to his tri-cap. He's like, oh, what's that? You said stacks? I'll take those.
Stacks on stacks on stacks here. Just Mickey can never get enough, it seems like. But Aster still want to bring the battle to them as they're sweeping through mid. Snowball dodges the spear. Tiger's going to move forward. White Album with a Sonic Wave brings down Boxy before the Rolling Thunder. And where's the control coming through from Liquid right now? There is none. They really needed that ultimate from the Pangolier.
Benefit is, though, they didn't commit all that much themselves. Koikfa, he's got his ultimate back up in 30 seconds. And Pangolier, he's going to be respawning in about 5. So they're going to hang around these power runes. Hope they get a little bit lucky, as is the Liquid way they do, with the haste being bottled up by Koikfa. And, well, no Sonic Wave for the next 90 seconds. So they could very much just look to do the same sort of thing. Claim the bounty runes, go mid. How do you contest against that?
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult.
He's got the Yasha, though.
Monet's going to need a lot more time here till he's going to feel pretty comfortable, especially with meta on cooldown. He might be forced, though, to go for a bit of an early sort of build here.
Nice items coming out, though. The Fairy's Trinket. Buff up the Queen of Pain's damage super early on, and Luna will be happy to pick one up eventually as well. But they're just going for a two-man smoke here, trying to find someone out on their own. It'll be Mickey, but he's already got that Hood of Defiance in the Vanguard. If they did find him as he transitions more to this bottom side, they will eventually see him. Mad's already in position.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Backstab. Is he tanky enough? Needs to turn the back. It looks like there's the spear. Pushes him to face forward.
Now Monet, though.
The Mickey is going to get punished. Will still maybe bring them down. Look how strong Mickey is. He's standing his ground and actually wants to fight because the rotations are finally coming through. But a crit with the help of the God's Rebuke will get the kill on top of the Bristleback. The Team Liquid, they bring the numbers. Cuddle as an extra +1 factor. Lennon, nice little hiding hole. The TP just makes it out. But you're right, it is a trade. Terrorblade falls for the Bristleback. You see what they get out of it, though. Honestly, even if the Bristle dies, you get a tier 1 tower, and it takes them so long. So Koikfa was getting stuff. I mean, they got a little bit of farm separate apart from that as well. So all in all, Liquid probably happy with that.
They'd be very happy with it. I mean, Mickey's already got the lead. He forced a big rotation through, whereas I don't think there were any TPs used by Liquid, so they still have the capability of TPing down to these other areas of the map, at least a couple of their heroes, and making something happen if there's more pressure being put on bot. But Boxy, he's still doing a good job, making sure this lane's being pushed out. There's no tower to TP to, so he can probably clear one more wave before backing up. They're kind of predicting this a little bit. You got that Finger of Death available from Mad. That previous Bristle kill. Pops. There it is. Finger of Death. 1 stack.
Boxy's having a bit of a rough time here on the Pangolier. Is there an item build that you're expecting Boxy now to go with how he's played this second game?
I mean, he's already got the arcane boots. The difference, like we saw this from, if it was Rappy or Playhard yesterday with Neon, but they went this build where they went straight for the Blink Dagger. And I feel like, if you've got a good start to the game, that's totally fine, and one of your cores is insanely farmed, but no one was able to actually farm, other than maybe Yopaj in the mid lane. So this time around he's gone the Javelin, so at least he's going to be able to push these waves out as Tiger gets caught one more time.
He's pretty tanky with all the fluffy hats, and that's actually enough. He doesn't make it on high ground though. Unfortunate there.
Koikfer, that would have been such an excellent play.
Yeah.
Koikfer hit the creep, so it got pulled a little bit further away. They had the Observer Wood down anyway, so I think with the Lucid Beam they would have been.
Nice attempt. You do see though, man, like Mickey is loving life. Top of the net worth with all the stacks that's been provided. He's got a 48 last hit advantage over the Terrorblade. And Monet is farming still very nicely as well. With these early objectives that Liquid have been able to find with the tier 1 bot and the tier 1 mid. Now is going to make it that much easier for them to... It just enables their next movement that they want to make.
Yeah. And now Mickey as well, he's getting closer to the SMY. He's going to pick that one up just so that these stuns aren't quite as devastating towards him. He wants to be getting that cool spike on cooldown. Once he gets that, I think he'll look to transition into something like the Eternal Shroud. Not just for his own mana capabilities, but the lifesteal, great little addition to the magic resist as well. Against this pretty magic-heavy lineup, at least super early on from Aster, will be the key.
Dire are going to get another D ward as well. I mean, it's only got a minute 30 left with the Radiant Observer kind of by the top bounty, but we've seen Insania has been on point so far with his D warding. Tiger's going to get one as well, so very impressed. They've done a very good job to limit the vision that Aster have had aggressively in the jungle of Liquids.
Coming in towards this top side, you've got the Eclipse available now on Lanham, and he's level 4, so you're going to get the maximum benefit out of that. Fort Luna. I'm just looking for when these big team fights do eventually happen. I feel like the way that Liquid are going to do it is that Boxy is going to use his Rolling Thunder. He'll get the initial disable onto, the majority of people in the middle of the team fight, which isn't going to be the Terrorblade, but then he's just going to bypass that. Make sure he's on the TB before he's got the BKB and just chain lock him down while Mickey just wreaks havoc in the middle of the team fight without having to worry about the threat of his TB.
Looks like Pango's going to have a little bit of time till he can get for an item to get into the middle of the fight or help with that chain lockdown. He's going to go for a Maelstrom instead, which will drastically increase his farming speed and their capability to be able to deal with the Terrorblade, because they're needing a little bit of magic damage and ways to help with the illusion clear.
Cool. Saw this yesterday, the classic double sentry coming out from Liquid, just putting them down next to each other. Every sentry needs a friend.
Top Boxy might be in trouble here. Dire's sweeping on over, but I think that might be too late.
Commits it.
Boxy still gets the ultimate off, and now he's right next to the wall, so he can bounce back a couple of times. Look at the perfect chain lockdown. Now the silence, Snowball, Tiger, body block from his own creeps. Can he still get the Warriors punch off with the extra damage? Yes, he can. White Alvin will pay the price, and Lenham brought down from Koikfer as well. The killing spree for your Death Prophet, who just picked up level 2 in the ultimate. So they might think about getting an objective out of it with the maxed out tag team and Mickey ready to walk and roast that he is.
Yeah, well, that's the objective that you want. This tier 1 tower already taken on the top side. Mid's gone as well. There's no way for them to join in on this. The best they can hope for is trying to put some pressure onto the bot tower.
Wow,
it's
that
one of
felt
these
fast.
situations where they're just like, well, let's try and get something out of them. They're taking Roche. If they're not turning up for this, they're definitely getting something else.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Even hoping that there was an ancient stack, well, you need to hope for one, but you can make one yourself. Koikfer stacking up right on the 17-minute mark, so you'll get a little bit lucky, get that Nether Shawl. Great item to give over to the Bristle. Fool's Gift, fantastic for Koikfer himself.
Everything
Radiant's
looking gold right now for Team Liquid. Got the net worth lead, but the big thing is with the ages advantage. You do see, though, it's pretty close. Monet's keeping up. When do we feel like Monet might think about getting involved here? Looks like actually BKB next item, so probably then.
It's got to be that, yeah. He's got a lot more stats now, though. He's got the Bullwhip just to assist with his farming. Eventually sends it back as he picks up that Vanguard, so that is going to accelerate it quite heavily and make him a little bit less susceptible to these ganks. I thought Mickey might try and go for the full Eternal Shroud, but he's happy with the Hood of Defiance now that he's got this Nether Shawl. And he can just go into the Lotus Orb. You can see getting very close to the Orchid on the Queen of Pain, so he wants to make sure that he's able to continuously spam out all of his spells and play this aggressive style that he is now. He's standing underneath the tier 2 tower on his own. Eventually gets a little bit of help from Insania, but he's good.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Good jump. Nice dodge of the spear. Tiger's in the area as well, but it looks like Boxy's just trying to retreat away, clipping Mad on the backline with the Quake for rotation. They dodge that initial attempt. Mad even cuts on through. Nice little spot there for him to actually position, but they're able to bring him down. And man, Mickey is so far away from the team, but he doesn't care. Look how disconnected they are. I mean, they're grouping up, but this just goes to show he's hitting a tier 3 tower, guys. Like, what is going on? Mickey on the Bristleback. It's always something to fear.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
I mean, yeah, he's doing it solid. He doesn't have a care in the world. All that magic resistance, he's got the Aegis, he's got the Vanguard, he's got the S&Y, so it's not like he can lock it down.
They actually have a bit of a window here with Metamorphosis on cooldown. Top and bottom shoved out, though. They're not going to be able to get a tier 2 tower. In fact, it looks like maybe they're even thinking about going up the high ground.
I mean, they got that Exorcism available again. Don't see why not. Maybe just waiting for the Rolling Thunder. Pango just TP back to base though, so it can be a little difficult. But that's the benefit of this Keeper of the Light, right? You got the Spirit Form. You might try and clear out that top wave just once to put a little bit of pressure on the enemy side of the map. Zania, very soon, make sure Box is part of this team fight.
There we go. We'll join them. Exorcism XXS spears off the mark. Now he's committed. Has to drop the Rita more defensively just to give him a knife. Space to disengage with the Sonic Wave. It's a lot of damage here. Tiger might get brought down from the dagger. Mad's actually just going to commit the Finger of Death. So not required to get the kill, but nonetheless will use it. But Liquid, they forced Aster to commit a lot of abilities here just for the task. And if a further fight breaks out, he can rejoin them potentially if Insania wants to. Spear push back once again. It finds Quaver. That's a great target. Quaver's going to get bursted down. Now it's time to retreat away. So where's the extra catch though?
Insania
Mickey.
pulled him really late.
If they back off closer to the T1 tower, they can definitely rejoin here. Nicely done. Boxy with the chain lockdown. White Albin just able to get away. Looks like Lennon, though, sacrificing his life. Take me instead. And that they will. As Liquid,
I'm a pro.
we're able to get that high ground set of barracks here. Melee brought down. Range is the only one standing at the mid side.
It could have been a lot more though. If Boxy was there that entire time, I mean, he'd used the Spirit Form. He just didn't opt to call anyone down. Did Insania? Is he going to pick up a free ring of Aquila here, Tiger?
They might get a kill on. Now Shard stops the blink, and now XXS. He's got a BKB TP. Is he worried about Warrior's Punch? Yes, that he is. It's still up for Tiger. So XXS, unfortunately, with the BKB, gonna do naught. I mean, Mad's coming over. White Album's coming over as well. Boxy still has Swashbuckle. Is gonna be able to find him here, but Radiant still. Mad's involved. Nice quick snowball. Stopped any attempt, and I'm Mad. That's just another unrelentless feed that was not required there.
Looks pretty mad to me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Ring of Aquila is theirs. It's now sitting in the Radiant base. Just no one picked it up. So, pretty value, honestly, when you've got a Terrorblade on your lineup, just to have that for his illusions.
Yeah, he'll love that.
He's just eventually expiring, but Nikkei's already a beast. He's finished up his Lotus Orb to prevent a lot of the damage coming through, a lot of those stun, lockdown
Radiant's
potentials
top
for
tower
himself.
is under attack.
Even the Sunder, right? Like, he's going to be sitting there on the front lines and not be caring quite as much about what this Terrorblade could potentially do.
No, Mickey's just going to have so much health to work with. Quaver's got a BKB as well, 10-second charge. We did just see Monet pick up his own BKB, but it just feels like the Terrorblade is all they've got right now for Aster, unless they get a big combo of abilities. We'll see if they can. XXS gets through the signs with the BKB. Rena's going to get dropped. Monet's pushing on forward. Gotta be careful though how aggressive they get. So BKB is forced out from either team, but a lot of abilities as well. Exorcism, Arena, along with Metamorphosis.
Picking out the ring that's actually just dropped to the base. I think maybe it was a little bit of a miscommunication there from Liquid. They're waiting for 10 seconds until Insania was there with his spirit form, so you didn't have the benefit of the blinding light this early on for at least the TB illusions to stop them from pumping in damage onto the Bristleback. So they were just feeling a little bit awkward about taking that fight. It means no exorcism. To be fair though, Metamorphosis, same sort of cooldown, so you're not going to be losing all that much on the map for that little blunder. Still though, it just leaves this window where potentially you could have taken another lane of racks, where it's just going to be a neutral trade-off.
Well, Mickey actually did go back for the Eternal Shroud now. So that one's coming out on the corridor for him. He's also level 18. So a big spike for him with the ultimate now maxed out. And they just want all these outer towers, slowly getting rid of the map control that they are. And they can get set up for the second Roshan.
Going to be standing on whenever they're sieging. I feel like he's going to be on the opposite side of the tower, closer towards the base, and just looking away towards his team. We've already got Insania 4-star, and he just wants their back to be facing in. By Boxy, it's an exchange for a tier 2 tower, so not the worst. No outer towers remain now for Aster.
They're going to walk up, actually.
No Boxy, no worries.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
See how long they want to stick around here for Team Liquid. They do see that there's a double damage rune currently sitting at the bottom rune.
Also see a Monet.
Well.
He's able to get out.
Insania's split.
He's fast. He uses the spirit form. He's ready to call someone in if they need to.
And so do I.
Mickey's coming over. Radiant gonna see him. Mickey's locked onto a target. Oh, Leonard's like, guys, I need help. I need it now. He backs off a little bit too far. So Mickey. Blink from Mad as well. I mean, you see. When a Bristleback's up in your face, you're just going to run the opposite direction. But Liquid, they're pushing him back inside. Mickey's got a DD to be able to utilize a nice silence once again with the Swashbuckle. They claim to kill him the line, but the Sonic Wave wide open's going to be careful because the Blink, it's on cooldown here. Mickey cleans him up. A double kill for the Bristleback. They want to reset their XXS, dropping in the speed. It's going to face forward now. They're going to be careful because Monet, this Terrorblade finally available to dish out the damage. Mickey will fall. Liquid though.
That's just bounty.
What do they want to do here?
They can't do
Retreat
anything without their Bristleback. He is the frontliner. They've pumped so much effort into making sure he's farmed up. Metamorphosis is going to wear out. It was a BKB charge used. Again, not the worst outcome for them considering they were able to get the initial pick off there onto the Queen of Pain. Just like a few seconds away from each other. Not able to immediately join and get the full burst onto the Mars, which meant that you could get the Arena of Blood off. And then suddenly, once you've got a bit more of that map control, Monet's able to put in the work. And, well, for his sake, you've got all of that spell lifesteal coming through from the Eternal Shroud. He's also looking to build into the Hardened Jurask. And it's going to be really effective with this Skadi that's being built up here by Monet.
Yeah, they definitely do have capabilities to bring down the Bristle if the Mars gets that spear. Because if you find the connection, it turns you the opposite direction, so you will be facing the enemy team. So Mars has always been a nice little counter in that regard, similar to the Legion Commander, because facing in the duel. So always have to keep your eye on that if XXS gets the spear connection. And if Terrorblade's nearby, then they will really do an immense amount of damage here. And especially, like you said, with the Skadi getting picked up, you know, we saw this yesterday be a big factor against a lot of the lineups with high HP regen and healing factors.
He's a little far forward. He's got the boys behind him. Not quite yet level 20 yet. What he might opt to go. Will he go for the kill stack damage, which is essentially as good as the 20 HP regen when he's got this Eternal Shroud already.
Dire's bottom tower is under
So
attack.
the Sanjin Yasha just going to bump that up even further. They're just looking to play around this Roche pit. They get the D-wards off, they got some good vision up for themselves, and they're going to be rewarded with Roche spawning in 3, 2, 1.
Dire's courier has been killed.
A couple of neutral items available for them as well now. So we'll see if Aster are going to be able to contest this. I mean, Metamorphosis will be available almost. He's got enough gold if he wants to complete the Skadi, and along with White Album's BKB.
That's me.
Definitely
have a look at his net worth. And White Album has had a rough time super early on. This at least enables him to use that offensive blink and not be immediately crushed by this liquid line.
They have to get here pretty fast, man. They's taking a lot of damage, and this is also without the lucky shot. Okay. Foxy, nice rolling thunder. Monet pops the BKB along with the Metamorphosis. White Album's actually going to be able to snatch the H. Now Wave Snowball drags him out. So they're away from Radiant. They're kiting the BKB, but Corf is falling low. He's unable to get any Spirit Siphon charges off because all the magic community protecting Aster. Foxy, he actually swashbuckles aggressively now, but the cliff's raining down Hellfire. Monet ultra kill. As Aster show up massive for the team fight. Give him a rampage. Monet. What a team fight for Aster. Liquid lose 5, a team wipe in the pit.
Oh, not only giving up the Aegis itself, also snatching the cheese, giving it over to Monet, so he was still fighting fit. He's got plenty of capabilities to continue this push forward. Metamorphosis, it's running out a little bit. They'll at least take this tier 1 tower. Maybe look to inspect. Are there any stacks up? No, but much more map control, and this game is burst wide open. Just shows the effect of that BKB, right?
Yeah, that was
anyone with that Spirit Sight.
3 cores with BKBs. What could you do there? Just, we did not see the tanky factor that Liquid have been having so far throughout this game, throughout the series in general, because of that game 1, of course. But yeah, how worried are we now for Liquid? Because this kind of feels like they're on a bit of a timer compared to Aster's draft.
They are. You've still got a lot of threats coming through here from this Gleipnir, for example. That's going to be able to provide them with a lot of space, especially when you're considering the TB illusions that are pumping out the vast majority of the damage. I think similar to how I think it was Quincy yesterday were playing, it's just about baiting out this BKB. If you can do that and get away with your fast heroes, with your 4-stars, with your swashbuckle, snowball, ice shards, that's the way that they're going to win this game. Bait out the BKBs, then take the fight.
Horn of the Realm.
A lot of momentum now for Team Aster here. Ages on White Album. Did you say they got the cheese? Yeah, they do. They got the cheese on Mars. So getting everything. And all of a sudden, like, Mars is... He's done pretty well to keep up in the net worth this game from XXS. 4-1-9. He's 3rd in the net worth. He has this Desolator, has the Orb of Destruction. So they have to be weary here that, you know, the Mars is going to be dishing out damage, but also enabling the Terrorblade as well.
It seems like a relatively minor thing, but considering... Wait, do we have any BKBs right now on Liquid? I think it's just the Death Prophet that's got it. It finishes up the Mystic Staff, which... sent out to her shortly after the courier goes to the secret shop, but that AoE Shadow Strike at level 20 on White Album is going to put in a body of work. You know, it just means that you can't quite as easily run away from the Eclipse. You can't run away from this Terrorblade that's going to just be whacking away onto you.
And you see now with the little bit of extra map control that Aster are able to have, Lenham is getting some farm here. Drums... Vlad's, I believe, is completed, which is an incredible item for not only the Terrorblade, but even XXS is going to love some lifesteal.
Oh, yeah. Just a single God's Rebuke and suddenly you're feeling pretty healthy with that Desolator.
With mid getting shoved in and no one clearing it, the illusion's going to now, but... Gyro? XXS? Who do they find? Wow! Oh my! Got buyback. Mickey?
I don't know about it. They found Mickey.
He's so disconnected away from the team. Mickey, where's the backup? Hart just got picked up, so he doesn't have buyback. Tiger as well. Liquid are crumbling. The team is not there. Mickey too far away. And guess what? Mitch shoved in. So with this Metamorphosis, with the Deso, with the Orb of Destruction, these objectives are going to get shredded.
Eventually, they're going to use it. It's just about stalling the game right now for Foxy. How
Foxy? What is going on? The damage is through the roof on Aster. They are online, pushing back Liquid.
Look at this. A single right click from the Terrorblade just took off half of Insania's HP. That is...
Whoa! XXS! That's it! Aster! One Roche fight brought them back in this game. They're all down on Liquid. Tiger's alive, but they have to call it. What a game from Aster. The rampage from Monet in the pit. What